get struck down by the
Oh,
Lord of
that
YouTube's.
that did already get us once. We do have a couple strikes
Yeah,
out there, you know.
yeah. According to baseball, it's 3 strikes and you out. I don't know how YouTube's is, but they done struck me a couple times for playing songs that I shouldn't have just been playing or something. But I see other people doing it, and I don't know. Maybe they got a pass somehow, and I don't got that pass.
Yeah.
Let's see. But, anyways, Wednesday, February. Oh, it's right here, 11th at 12:05. That's not too bad. That's not too bad.
Not too bad.
We
Not too
missed y'all
bad.
last week because Isaac was doing the job for the PGF, setting up the draft day.
That
Um,
was like a 2-day affair. So yeah, it turned into one of those things as live production does.
it do be like that. It
Be
does.
like that. It
I
was a
wasn't able
it.
to.
How did it look from home? From my perspective, I felt like it was one of our best broadcasts I think we've put out in a long time.
In what way?
In a way, as it went as smooth as it possibly could, and the product and everything that got to the end was almost exactly what we were trying to get. The things that missed were one of the shortcomings that we run into as all promotions do is bodies. Is sometimes bodies just run short, but otherwise, I felt like it went like as crisp as it could.
There's we talked about it a couple of times with the like Alex's mic or whatever that
Yeah,
didn't end and that gold microphone from
yeah.
Brandon one time. I think I don't trust it. I think I'm gonna have to buy my own and bring it somehow.
You feel like you're going to go into the microphone business yourself now?
I mean, so I mean, it's like anything, right? Like if you're gonna go like be doing a job, you got to have tools, right? And you got to kind of
Right.
know your tools. And like if I always go somewhere and I just get like a random microphone or something that I don't know what I'm doing with, I don't know how that, maybe that, I don't know. Maybe I'm overthinking it. But that I don't like it when it don't work. I promise you that. When in the middle of the show and I know that I've turned it on and it don't work, I don't like that.
Yeah. I look. I will.
I've
I
also not
will.
turned them on before, but that's been a while now.
I will full on admit that I am not a sound guy, and there are things about sound sometimes that happen that I don't know exactly what magic needs to happen to fix it. You know what I mean? Is
No,
that like it's its own magic of there's guys that I watch that work in the sound world that do things that blow my mind. You know what I'm saying? Is that like it's one of those things is like I worked in the electrical industry or even in the medical industry. There are some people that are skilled at certain things that you're just like, oh, that's a sixth sense. I mean, Keelan talking about somebody. Like I heard a bunch of people talking about me and him working together over the last couple of weekends where he and I had to run a couple of these shows, like old school, just me and him. And people were like, "Oh my gosh, like how much of y'all work together?" And it's like, well, it's partially because there's nobody else that I've met so far in this industry that works like him, and two, it's that repetition thing. And so some of these people have so many reps at like tuning a certain sound that it's like I didn't even hear that. And then now that you changed it and made the difference, oh, I hear it now. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I do know what you mean. I'm gonna fight the urge to change topics really quick. Um, it's been crazy to see when we did have the good sound, like uh, person Bruce specifically,
Yeah.
and then now, oh my gosh, now his name's leaving me. Guy with the glasses. I'm so sorry. He's cool too, man. Dang it. Um, I'll remember it tomorrow or something. But
It'll hit you in the middle of the night.
he started getting
Well,
better at it by the end of the
yeah,
season too.
yeah,
Last time there
yeah.
was a couple things though. One of the days, he was like, "Yeah, I don't know what I'm supposed to. I don't know how to fix it either, because so I had to start just like catching the airwaves again to get cues or whatever one day. And then the next day, I guess I don't know who figured it out exactly. I think they called the master, and he fixed it um, somehow, or at least said what the problem was. So it's that whole thing for sure. Uh, that's nice. And the so with the draft, I thought it was pretty good. You know, personally, I think the auctioneer could have been a little bit more. You know, uh, what's the word I'm looking for? Better. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I'm also
I
I'm
feel
also
like you might be
I
biased.
was about to say I'm also extremely biased to the last guy, right? I think there's a part of that that's that way too.
Yeah.
Um, so it was weird just to see somebody else do it at all. I think kind of, even though it was Brandon and obviously he does well, it was just like, I don't know, but it's
It
just
was
different,
different. It was
just
definitely different
different.
having the commissioner there that is like interacting as opposed to being another fourth character. Because even from like the camera angles, there were certain interactions that Brandon was having that were commissioner interactions versus auctioneer like type of actions. But I don't know. I feel like it played off well. I've watched most of it through and seen like, it's really cool. And like I've been looking through some of the behind the scenes footage and that's been really like kind of fun. That's always fun, like going through and seeing like what was happening over here in this corner during that moment and things like that. Like
Mm.
so like it's super fun. And I mean the draft, the way that it played out was pretty interesting. You've played more mock drafts and real drafts than me. I'm usually just making sure they look pretty. How do you think about how the draft played out?
I think it went mostly, I guess, as planned. I think
Yeah.
teams kind of went after who they went after, and with Kevin getting out and Noah being that last player, it made the dynamic different because I think a few teams kind of wanted him over a lot of the roster that was ahead of him, even though he didn't win one of the qualifiers. He had shown well in them, and so we wanted him. That's why we
Yeah.
kind of waited once it kind of played out the way that it did. Um, there was a target for Travis and for Austin, but not
Of
to
course. Yeah.
not
Yeah.
to go too far, too fast, and like break the bank or whatever. And
Well,
then,
and you've seen that in previous seasons, right? You've seen that like when in PJ season where people were breaking the bank trying to get the best guy,
mhm.
and then they turned around and were like, "Uh oh, we need a second player." You know?
Yeah, you need two more in this case, right? And so there
Right.
was a thing. I forget the numbers for both of those two guys, but they went over five, I think, for each of those teams. Am I right?
I believe you're correct. I know one at least went over 5.
They both did. I think in Austin was the second highest. And so then with Sean at three, um, we didn't expect to get him that cheap,
Mm-hmm.
but once we got him that cheap, it was like, this is pretty good because now we can target the two other guys that we kind of really wanted. We had Kyle as the second guy on our target list. If we could take people, basically, kind of how it would go. There's no way we knew no way we would get two of the top, like two or three players without, there just wasn't any reasonable way you could do that. So we kind of had Kyle targeted there, and then there was a handful of guys depending on where the budget kind of landed to where we wanted to go. Uh, Chris is friends with and very high on Armin, and so he really wanted to take Armin. But like I said, Noah being down there, he felt like that was a great opportunity for us to get like a point scorer, and then we could probably still grab Armin because we were going to have the first pick in the supplemental draft as well. So we knew that we could probably get him with that pick, but we didn't know that we could get Noah. So with the 20 whatever we had left, this it's an opportunity to try to do it. And I thought the Kings were trying to wait too. So I got to wait on some clarification on exactly. Maybe they weren't, or maybe that's who they had targeted as well. Um, but I think a lot of the teams ended up with who they wanted. We had obviously the guy right after Sean was Jaden Groner. We had him targeted also. So that it was like the players went basically in an order that was expected. The only real shocker, I guess, was that so many players got walked to get to Noah before that was an opportunity. Um, but not being there, it's kind of hard to read the room exactly like you can when I'm in the room. Obviously, running the draft, I could tell a lot. I could tell. Oh, he got caught. Oh, they're not. They were really like clinching for that one. They didn't know if they wanted it or not.
Yeah.
Or sometimes you can say, "Oh, he's BSing for sure," but
The tells and they're out there playing poker basically. They're in Vegas playing poker.
in some ways, right? For
Yeah,
sure, for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Um, because again, with Travis, like one of the things I had thought about, and I brought it up. There are a lot of things got brought up in a lot of meetings, obviously. Um, but I was like, we know people are gonna bid for Travis. What do we think they're gonna do?
Mhm.
What's the max somebody would be willing to maybe go? It's like 6, probably. And I was like, well, why don't we just go ahead and start and say like 5? Right. Like when he says we're starting the bidding, just say 5,000 and then put them on their heels right away and see if they'll get into a bidding war about him or if they'll freeze and let us have him at 5. Because then that would leave us, with a good budget on the backside of that too. Or it would make them spend more immediately, kind of, to be able to get him. And I felt the same way with Austin as well. Because
Mhm.
I've ran the draft enough times now, it's like all that slow playing is just a waste of time.
The
We
1,
know where this is
2,
going.
3.
We
Yeah, yeah.
I know where this is going. You know where you're willing to go, and you're not gonna save anything on a couple of these guys. Like there's a what I mean. They were 1 and 2 of for a reason. Because of the aggregate scoring of how the teams and coaches and had them rated. From what I understand, that was the way that we all sent in a rating, and it was kind of populated off of that. So you knew that they were going to be wanted. That top tier player was going to be wanted because you need at least one of the top players, and then that's when you can get a little strategic if you have the cash, or maybe you felt maybe the Twisters would have felt like they would have went up to 65 or something. I don't know if we went up and like pushed on them a little bit because they felt that with Elijah and Kevin and Travis, that was enough.
Yeah.
They can get a couple players that they thought for a value at the end. I don't know, but I felt like push them, see, make them do it.
Well, and what's his name? It's slipping my mind. He came in at the very end and replaced Handsome Kev.
Noah.
Noah. He came in. So that, correct me if I'm wrong, him coming into the draft and replacing Kevin's spot in the draft, that kind of threw a little bit of people having the game plan around too, because that might have been why we saw some of the walks we saw and some of the things. Or do you think that was kind of predetermined in everybody's plan? And you can answer that from the dream or from Bobby's.
Say it again.
Like I'm asking, like Noah coming in there and being at the end of the draft like he was. People had their eye on Noah all through the season, and this is to attest to the the qualifier season and people like going to all the qualifiers was I know that I heard in my ear that people were talking about Noah since the beginning of the qualifying season. And so him coming into the draft and being there at the end, that might have been where we saw some walks that we might not have seen, or, I don't know. Like, do you think that played a factor in the draft, how it went? And you can answer that from Bobby and Dream. You don't have to answer that as GM Stephen Aiken.
I mean, look, I'm gonna answer stuff just all the same, right? And
Okay,
I'll stand on
fair,
whatever. You know what I mean? I'll
okay,
stand on it
fair.
for however,
10
because
toes down.
that's been my agreement though with stuff or
Yeah,
with the teams or whatever is like I'm gonna be fair with whatever I'm saying and doing. I could think about whatever I want. I could be wrong. I have the right to be wrong. You know what I mean? With my opinion about stuff, and that's okay. So does everybody else at times, right? So
right.
that's the thing. Um, but yeah, Noah was definitely somebody like you say. He was at the jujitsu, I think. Right? Did he go to that one?
I think he was at that. I know he missed the Philly when he was one of the ones that his flights got canceled, but I think
Yeah,
he was almost at all the others.
and Travis was putting him over right after he had dominated, talking about they were teammates and we'd heard about him before. Um, and so that kept, a little bit of a buzz. It's true. It does matter, right? Having your name out there. But then he also like can get submissions and lots of different kinds of submissions. Uh, he can get kills. Uh, and so I was kind of hoping that he would win the Vegas qualifier because that would get him in the season.
Put him. It would automatically put him in the opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah. And so when he didn't win, it was like, well, there goes that. Maybe next time, kid.
Right.
But I
Right.
liked him, especially at that 5 spot,
Yeah.
especially at number 5. Yes, I think having that being in the loop, that means you're in the game. That means you're watching, you're paying attention, you know what's happening. You're not somebody coming in that's like, wait, what's the position? What do I do? Wait, wait, there's a shot clock. What? This is bull. You know, he knows the game. He was ready for the game. Um, I think he got past JJ because of the decisions from JJ during that qualifier run.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
and I think there's a little bit of lingering like stuff from last season for JJ to have to like clear off of people's minds, I guess, a little bit more.
Yeah.
Maybe if he was totally dominant in that qualifier, then it would have been different. But I think there was that hesitation. Whereas I think Noah got submissions, even though he lost, to JJ by submission. I think uh, at that one, I believe. I don't know. I have to look back at that.
It all became a blur. I can't remember exactly because he did have one submission in that night.
I think that was
But
it.
yeah,
And
I
so
think that
that's the
might.
hard part to like, to just explain off, right? So you can't say that. But the the read on that was it was a mistake that can be cleaned up, and then the plus minus ratio would probably still be greater for Noah, who would have 3 submissions with 1 loss, versus like 3 draws and a win or something like that, or some other losses potentially mixed in. But that like JJ was like 2 or 3 draws and a submission to win the qualifier. So that would be whatever the choke or kill was, and then zeros. Versus if you're getting submissions more and not giving up stuff,
That's
there's
the bottom line. The
there's a
bottom
math
line is not
there's a
giving
math
up.
now,
Yeah.
right? And it's
Yeah.
not the substats math. It's a different one, a more precise one that I haven't codified yet because it's proprietary phenoms information. Um, No, I'm just kidding. But there's really hard. It's hard to measure this the way that this is yet. There's not enough data overall for blah blah blah. But there is a net, like, points, like, oh, this guy gives up more points than he gets on average.
Right.
When they do it, he can win, but he also loses a lot more. And when he loses, he gives up chokes. Versus when he wins, he may get some breaks. Um, So you got to start looking at stuff like that too, because the guy's really tough and people really like him, and he's a great guy. But then we're talking points. Maybe that's not it.
Well,
Maybe
I mean,
maybe
even taking somebody who like isn't in the season, like just to like take anybody that could get their feelings hurt out of the equation, is that like so AJ, like what kind of value does somebody like AJ bring? Because he never gets finished. We've watched him just absolutely, go through the worst of it, but he never finishes anybody either.
there's value in that.
Yeah, for sure. That's what I'm saying.
There
So
is. He's more valuable than the guy that loses, unless that guy wins a couple. Right? That's the thing. You it's weird, and it's interesting to see it, because like his net zero is better than a guy who's going to lose more than he's going to win, for sure. But if there's a guy who's like a, 75-25, you know, like a 6-3 kind of player, win 3, win 6, lose 3, something like that at a time, that's going to get more points for your team over the season. You're going to give up some, for sure. So that may hurt some of the individual stuff, but the player will net positive for the team.
yeah.
And that's what starts to really matter for the team. For the individual, you got to go out there and get yours. Not get submitted. Don't give up anything. Let that ego stay strong. Prove to everybody you can't be stopped. Right? That's a thing. It's good. It's what
But
jiu-jitsu is about.
but it's about the finish.
That's not this. Yeah, this is about the
Yeah.
finishes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then so there's got to be there's a fine line between not getting finished, right, and putting it on, putting the game on, and not getting shot clocked, and the penalties put on you and stuff, because we're seeing it, man. The shot clocks getting people ran out.
Yeah.
People are getting finished. They're put in a bad spot. We saw it at the Twisters Invitational this weekend. One of the shot clocks in the match, the guy was defending really, really well, and like it went on for a long time, and I was finally just like, brr. And then Chris was like, "Oh yeah, shot clock's on," and I was like, "Heck yeah, heck yeah." Because he was, because they were working, but it was like if it was shot clock there, Murillo, he would have been like spazzing, So
Yeah. Yeah. I think that his brain resets if more than 35 seconds goes by.
mhm. So, but then when they got a guy at the back, it was pretty much over almost right away once that happened. He couldn't just
Yeah.
stay there
Yeah.
and shell up and like keep on the defensive side of stuff. So, yeah, draft was great. We got a great team. I think everybody's got a pretty good team. Honestly, it's well
I,
balanced, top to bottom.
it's one of those things that I found myself trying to make the like excited post, and I'm like, man, I feel like I'm saying the same stuff every time, every season. Is that it goes? It There isn't a bad match in here. You know what I
Well,
mean?
it's gonna be about like the person that shows up. Like they gotta show up, and they
Yeah.
gotta play, and that's sports, right? That's what makes it cool. Is that on paper certain things look a certain way, but then when you show up and the lights are on, who's going to be able to go out there and put it down? Who's going to score points for their team? Who's going to fold? And we've seen some of the day one matches. For some people, are going to be an opportunity for them to go out there and put on uh, and show like their pedigree right off the bat, and then also knock out two of their toughest matches of the whole thing right away.
Right.
Um,
You want to break some news on our lovely humble show?
it feels illegal.
It does, but it's on the internet.
It's on there. So everybody should be looking at this anyway.
All right.
Right?
You ready? Right. We're We're oh no. All right, here we are.
Oh crap! Chill.
Too many buttons.
Don't tell
Okay.
Max from the PGF about this.
Yeah, don't tell Max.
Yeah, so
So
there's day one. Right away, you see Kings versus Phenoms getting it cracking with Cam Hurd and Rayfield, and then Jet Thompson versus Cockle, Arande, Melanson. So that there you go, right there, 2 and 3 matched up against each other. A rematch with Chewy and Kyle, right there. They had some good matches. How many matches were at the Johnny Hernandez Invitational?
they've got 2 matches against each
Yeah,
other.
and then you got Faquette, who was the one right above Noah in the draft that
Okay.
also lots of people got walked
Cow.
to get to, and then Noah, right? And so Jared is a beast of a wrestler from what I can gather, and is gonna be hell, similar to an early Cam Hurd type player. I'm not sure what else, in there, but yeah, we're starting off hot. And then right there on the other side, you got Twisters Wolverines with Buring Crump. Um, I don't remember if they had a match at the one they were at last time. I'd have to look back at some of the things. Elijah with Officer Grimy. Then you got the 2 qualifier winners. You got the Jiu-Jitsu Open winner for the Twisters going in against the Phenoms qualifier winner playing for the Wolverines, though, Jaden Groner. And then you also got another qualifier winner matchup with the Twisters winner playing for the Twisters, TV Dinner, Salisbury versus there's the Pasadena, right? The Pasadena qualifier winner, Sam Schwartzapfel, playing for the Wolverines. Then you got Darce Daddy, Jake Strauss versus Brett Moyer, who was the runner up, right? At that Vegas qualifier.
Vegas,
That
yeah.
that Noah was also a third place guy in there. And then block B, I guess is what we're going with now. Okay. I'm at the whatever. I'll still write it how I want to. The Twisters and the Kings, bam. And so I think this is interesting. How I wonder if this is how the rosters were turned in, and then obviously the 3 draft people are put in the order they were drafted. Because it looks like a lot of the guys like number 1s or number 2s, except for us, I think maybe, or maybe that's how Cockle was too. Is they maybe he was our first pickup. I don't know how that worked in order. I wasn't working for the team yet.
I'm not sure. Bro,
But you
those
but you
first
see
2
like
blocks
Jet.
are crazy.
Yeah, the first day is pretty lit. All over the top, so then see the Twisters and the Kings matchups right there. Good stuff going in there. You got another qualifier thing going on with the Kings qualifier from Dallas versus Jiu-Jitsu winner, Travis Haven, then Chewy versus Salisbury. So that'll be a nice tone setter match for those 2 guys too. I think Chewy will have a match with a familiar player, and then Salisbury's got a buzzsaw right before this with Schwartzapfel, so that'll be a tough one to come back from, and then immediately play Chewy in the next block, which gives you, he'll have some matches and stuff in between to get a little bit of break, but it won't be a ton. So if that
Yeah,
match
I
with
mean,
Sam gets crazy, then Chewy could see some definite benefits of that. So that's an interesting thing too, is like who's following who, like who has a
yeah,
match with your guy before you do or whatever. And then Phenoms versus the Wolverines, the matchup that they've been wanting, that they don't want, but Crump Rayfield, uh, Cockle versus Grimy, Melanson Groner. That'll be interesting. They were picked right back and forth of each other.
yeah.
And then a couple 10P battles there with Kyle versus Sam and Noah versus Brett. But that's a rematch with Noah and Brett. I think this is like the trifecta in season rubber match. They went 1-1 against each other at the qualifier in Vegas, I
Right.
believe, and then
Right.
Brett got the last one. So that's what like shot him ahead. And then Kings Wolverines, those matches, yeah. Interesting. Jaden versus Austin's pretty interesting. I think Cam and Caleb could be fun.
I mean, it's always at least interesting.
And then for the Phenoms, we see Rayfield, Buring, Cockle, Carlton. Those are two matchups that I'm really interested in getting to see, and it's going in and starting off the season, uh, especially for Andrew taking on two of the top rated players in the whole thing because he's got Jet block 1 and then Elijah block 3. Not saying that everything after that's easy or anything after that's easy, but that's definitely two of the top 3, 4 players definitely that people would say coming in are going to win. Right? Would you agree with that? That coming in, that would be like they would be maybe even the top 2 if you did a poll of who would win the whole thing. Crazy.
That's a wild first week. Do we dare to keep?
I mean, we can look down just a little bit. I mean, I'll look.
Okay.
Steven's internal rage. Oh, okay. So dang, Cockle gonna go with Herd. So we shuffled ours that way. Okay.
Dude,
Yeah, this is gonna be good.
I mean, every matchup that you could ever ask for,
It's all there.
and you can find it at pgf.world/schedule. So we're not.
PGF.world/schedule.
Check it out.
Send your boy $5 for dropping that news to y'all right there.
Hit us in the
Subscribe.
super chat.
I don't think he got it yet. I ain't qualified quite yet.
Yeah, I don't think any of us are. No, what is it? Is it Is it 1,000?
6 million people or something. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll go share, subscribe, like, hit the
Yeah, hit the buttons,
bell
man.
button
Come on,
and all
dog.
that
You know
stuff.
what you gotta do, famski. Help your boy get out there. I still gotta try to get that t-shirt cannon. Ain't nobody wanna put their face on it.
Nobody wants to donate to the T-shirt cannon
Wallow,
fund.
hit up Bad Bunny. Tell them let me get the Bad Bunny t-shirt cannon.
Did they have a T-shirt cannon?
No, I'm just like it's a
Oh,
thing. He's in it. He's into it. We got
I
we
mean,
got
it definitely seems like that would have been in place for the whole thing. Like a T-shirt cannon could push the entire production over the edge.
Oh, 100%. It'll send it over the edge or push it over the edge or something. There's
Over
edges
the
that are
top.
gonna there's gonna be edges that are gonna be found.
Might
Yeah.
be the
If
edge of a T-shirt hurtling at your face at 8,000 psi though.
you gotta run up to the line to know how far to go at least, right? You gotta that's the only I don't know. Secret
Yeah.
location we gotta spread out. Y'all gotta back up. I'm gonna shoot it from across the way.
Okay. Well,
It'd be good for the
nationwide.
skits, right?
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, we could get a okay. All right, I've got ideas now. We could have a T-shirt cannon regardless of budget. Okay, I'm not gonna say regardless. His budget is always welcome. But I think that we could create at least the illusion of a t-shirt cannon. Just
Mm.
just trust the technology. I got you. We have
Yeah, no, I want the t-shirt cannon.
it. You want the physical t-shirt.
I wanna bust that thing off. I want just choo, 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 choo. Load them up.
did you? I mean, the t-shirt cannon.
Let
Did
my
you ever
shit me
make?
off to the top rope with that thing. Choo, choo, choo.
Did you ever make a potato gun as a kid? Like you grew up in the country, that was a thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's all a t-shirt cannon is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Essentially.
or is it safer?
Well, I think that it's probably tested and mostly like regulated to a certain point.
Ah.
I don't know that 100%, but I would imagine that they've at least like got certain like parameters on the things
Where do I
versus
get
like
the job to be the t-shirt cannon
tester.
tester
I'll shoot you right
approver?
in the chest with it. Just boom. Just
Well, hit us
bust
up
you
in
with a t-shirt.
hit us up in the DMs wherever you are, T-shirt Cannon Company. We'll be your approval process.
Oh my god, that would hurt so bad. Like I'm sure there's a thing you can look up and see like somebody's been injured by one. But I'm gonna be safe. I'm gonna be safe. I don't want to hurt nobody. I don't want to hurt myself. I got a job to do. But hey, I could take it to a jiu-jitsu event, some other ones, and shoot off things. You know, I'll shoot t-shirts for your event too. The Bad Bunny t-shirt cannon. What are you looking up?
I just got excited when you
You
said that there's got to be. I was just looking up T-shirt cannon accidents, and there is a plethora of those. Maybe in the future we can have some pre-approved clips that
I've
we
done
bring
my
in for the
research.
breakdowns. You've done your research. Do you have clips?
No, I mean I don't have any clips ready, but I've
Okay.
definitely like listen. You know how my brain works. As soon as that thing popped into my head, I know a good bit about t-shirt cannons now.
You've
I
researched.
wouldn't call myself an authority,
Okay.
but I
Okay.
definitely know more than I should probably.
Well, next week then your homework is then to
We're
have
gonna
that. We're gonna
present
go through
t-shirt
a
cannons.
presentation of the best T-shirt cannon, and we'll go T-shirt cannon shopping live.
I'm in it. I'm in
I
it to
mean, I
win
feel
it.
like that's the thing to do. We're over here on Twitch too, so
I think so. I think so, man. Look, we're gonna be doing all kind of stuff. I think when we're out of the season, because we'll have a chance to sit around and think and just kind of pull the trigger on stuff that's a little bit hard to do from a distance. So I think it's gonna be a lot of fun, one way or the other. Um, we'll be probably keep this thing a little short today for the reason of just got stuff to do besides sit here and just talk all the day. But I would enjoy to do that. Um, Definitely like, subscribe, check out my social medias at the Dream 10P. That's probably everything you need to know about
it
myself.
is.
You can find me there.
Are you on
Phenoms.
X now?
I'm on there. I'm not on there,
At the
but
Dream 10p.
yeah. I'm on there, but I'm not on there yet. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna see what's up. We'll see what's up with it. I don't know. But also Phenoms, follow us everywhere. Instagram, YouTube, get on that Patreon over there. Throw some support. Check out that new kit that's going to be coming out with the rash guards and shorts pretty soon.
Can we get those kits? I was gonna ask that if
They will
the
be
kits are gonna be
available. I'm
available.
not sure
Nice.
exactly the wins and the hows, but definitely got to be able to support your favorite team, right?
Go join. Can't you go like follow the Instagram and like join their channel
Yeah, that's
and
what I say.
be
Go
stay
do
in
all
the
that
know?
stuff. You
Yeah,
join the Patreon. You'll be able to get first access to all that stuff. Extra news, behind the scenes things. Um, yeah, we're gonna beam in there, and I don't know. We're gonna abduct these fools. That's the best I had in the moment.